Welcome to the South's first television station, WTVR-TV, Channel 6.
7:49 right now. We are breaking out the birthday cake here on Broad Street. 70 years ago today, WTVR went on the air in black and white. In my latest I Have a Story, meet the man who started it all and how that night in Richmond changed the American South forever. Driving by 721 North Meadow, you wouldn't give the nondescript building a second look.
This store opened in 1946.
But 7 decades ago,
This was the first location.
Richmonders crammed into this tiny spot to witness history.
The people are lined up sitting in chairs about 3 rows that you can see.
The event in 1948 would change Richmond and the American South forever.
He got them from a wholesale dealer here in Richmond, the first one.
Jane Grimes was just a little girl when her father, Ed Broadus, christened Capital Radio.
Oh yes, he knew it was going to be big.
Absolutely, yes.
Jane's sister, Bonnie Northern, says their radio repairman father was tuning into a new business opportunity.
He was a man who was not afraid to make decisions.
Television hits Richmond. WTVR is on the air.
Bold newspaper ads trumpeted the coming of a changing technology.
We were ready to go before people had television sets.
Don Talley, amateur broadcast historian, says WTVR's arrival in Richmond was revolutionary.
W Television Richmond, channel number 6, in the middle of your television dial.
Talley says Wilbur Havens, owner of radio station WMBG, gambled his fortune on the newfangled invention called TV.
New, static-free, high-fidelity method of broadcasting.
But who would watch?
In January of 1948, there wasn't a single television set in Central Virginia.
Talley, who's also an account executive at WTVR, says April 22nd, 1948 was the big day.
It was a huge event.
I did it. I set the camera up. I put the pictures up. I did the narrative. We went to black and white film.
The late John Shan, WTVR's first anchorman, remembers that significant night.
Fortunately for me, I went to work for a man who was very highly visionary. And he told me, "You're making history tonight."
The momentous evening would be the start of 70 years of informing and entertaining Central Virginia.
Oh, it's where I grew up. It's like family home.
You may not recognize Derwin Robinson's face,
Good morning.
but you may remember his voice.
WTVR, Channel 6.
During his 40-plus years working behind the scenes at WTVR, Derwin recorded the station's traditional sign-on.
I did that because the original version broke. I asked for it to be, redone. I got tired of waiting, so I went in and did it myself. And they just let it stay.
As WTVR celebrates its 70th birthday, being the first television station in the South remains a source of pride for Don Talley.
All of us that work here at WTVR, we truly stand on the shoulders of giants.
A historic moment in American broadcast history thanks to WTVR's founder, Wilbur Havens.
He was still going full speed ahead. He had a dream, he had a belief, he had a goal, and he was determined to make it happen. It's an amazing story.
We're standing right in front of his very first store.
Back at 721 North Meadow.
Looks like Errol Flynn, actually.
No plaque marks the spot where some of the first Virginians watched WTVR's first night on air.
It meant money to my dad. Selling those TVs, it was a big deal.
But Ed Broadus's daughters, Bonnie and Jane, say they marvel knowing their father also had a vision for the future.
There were people, friends of his, who said it was a flash in the pan, but he knew better. He knew better.
Right here on the South's first television station, WTVR-TV, Richmond, Virginia, Channel 6.
The night we went on air, April 22nd, 1948, President Truman was in the White House, and Mañana is Soon Enough for Me by Peggy Lee topped the Billboard charts. Our landmark tower on Broad Street was built 5 years later in 1953 and stands 1,049 feet above sea level. Here's to another 70 years at WTVR.